Pericles takes the lead at the 200 with a Chow Wolf. Pericles at the 100. Chow Wolf won't give in. Pericles, Chow Wolf coming back. Chow Wolf off the canvas and Pericles, Chow Wolf.
Welcome to Bet Doctor, behind the curtain, look at how pro punters operate. I'm your host, Scoot. I'm fresh. We've got through Cup Week and Johnny's here, and it's just another day. We just march on, Carnival stops, and we just kick into overdrive, don't we? We just keep going.
How are you fresh, mate?
Just not, 4 shows in a week, not 4 meetings in a week.
Oh, I forgot you live a life of luxury. Sorry.
Yeah, I went to Byron on Sunday and stretched the legs, and yeah, it was real fresh. What about you, Nicko?
Nah, not overly fresh. Still just battling away down here in Melbourne. I got absolutely drenched there last Saturday. It took me about 3 days to thaw out. So not a whole lot of freshness, that's for sure. Just riding with the punches at the moment.
It's a never-ending carnival now. It goes so deep. We've got the Hunter this week. We've got CF4, and it bats right deep until mid-December. So our normal show, this show, the Thursday show, will be here till mid-December, and we've got the Friday Brisbane show that'll carry through to Magic Millions, and then we'll have a bit of a break, and then we'll just bounce straight back into Autumn Carnival. It's just so sick racing, and that's why we love it. It's great. Big thanks to Ladbrokes and Punting Form, who sponsored the show. Last week, let's have a quick look. The hits versus Stina. Wow, she's good. Did well there. Didn't beat much. Was it Lombardo? Went well into second for a benchmark 78 horse, and maybe that said a little bit about the depth of the race, but conditions were arduous, as Nicko hinted on. Giga Kick was great. Magic Time, bit stiff there. And then Chow Wolf. Nicko called it the best horse in Australia, or it was pre-race.
And what he put at number 3 in his top 5.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, shout out to the Pride Family Trust. They've obviously had a fat spring, and Nicko was all over that one. Couple of misses.
Got some confidence up.
What's that, Nicko?
No.
The Pride.
Joey P.
Yeah.
He's got some confidence up.
Yeah, Braves out there on the Twitter sphere as well, the young fella.
So you go, like the tag team of the 80s. They just come off the top rope together.
I like it. Shows a bit of dash. A couple of misses. Sun Worshipper halved in price, as did Militarize, and She's a Cat Militarize and Sun Worshipper.
And the second fastest last
track was
whatever of the day or whatever. It went good again, Militarized. They didn't go as quick as I thought they would, but I'm still trying to work out how the winner went as well as it did, but yeah, that's racing.
That is racing.
Little quick trip to the chamber and off she went.
Amazing. It is. It's an amazing thing, the chamber. We saw that with Jenny. She didn't have the chamber, so then she went kaputski.
Have you ever in your life seen a horse that only goes every second start? Ever?
Yeah.
And have you ever had, like, why doesn't it have to trial in between? Like, surely the stewards, I know she's great for race. She's great for race. I'm not going to whinge about it, but it's ridiculous.
Well, wasn't Vivier? Vivier was flat out running 1,600 or 1,500, and it got beaten at Canamble, Dubbo, and then out at Bob's and knocks us off. That's chamber.
But it's not making it to the turn every second start.
What a wonderful game racing is. What a puzzle it is. Now, speaking of puzzles, Nicko's just done a little bit of shifting around his top 5 magnets. So we might just it's too good just to leave on the cutting room floor. And I thought this was some sort of rage fading as well. I sort of love this Sunday drop. Top 5, Nick Noonan's top 5. He's gone very private schoolboy with the double collar there. I thought it was a cravat.
So I thought it was the bloke from MasterChef. What's his name? Matt Preston. Yeah, Matt Preston.
Yeah, I thought, he's gone the cravat route. That's good. He's moving up in the world. He's probably going to brush us soon, but the double collar private schoolboy looks great. And then he's gone versus Stina, rank 1, soon to be retired, I forecast.
What about that? She's not in the top 40.
Number 2 is Jimmy Starr. Interesting. Oh, he's run the Russell Balding.
Yeah.
The time-honoured $3 million odds and evens race. So that's good. We like Jimmy. He's been a bit of an AGM for us.
Have Jimmy in there.
Yeah. And then This is the heads. This is where it starts to get a bit head scratching. Chow Wolf declared pre-race, comes out all heart, probably ran in the wrong race, the 1,600 instead of the 2,000, and he was never in doubt for the last couple hundred metres. He's always going to mow it down, given he was looking for the bigger trip. Chow Wolf has gone from first to third, despite winning. Half Yours has got the Cups double and could be anything. He's probably...
And I think bought them bloody... Yeah, like paid for both weddings or whatever. I think Trav's still on the lookout for his target, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's just one of the great all-time stories. Might be Cox Plate favourite next year. Might do Cox Plate into Melbourne Cup double, a horse like Half Yours. And then the 5th horse, it's in the naughty corner, Sir Dilius, and it's Arguably,
May
the
never
second
race
best
again.
horse. But may never race again.
He could have been number one. Well,
Oh.
I had about 2 minutes to think about this, to be fair. It was on air on Sunday and we were padding it out because we couldn't get any trainers on the line, and Trav just hit me with a top 5 and I thought, well, number one has to be Via Sestino. Then I just went best sprinter, best miler, best stayer, and then the X factor. So there wasn't really a whole lot of thought put into it, but I have to stick by it now, don't I? I have to stick by the clickbait. So, Via number one.
Mate, I tell you what, you'd have Joe Pride's number. Just hand it over to Nicko. I'm sure he'd talk about Joe Wolf all day.
Just have a chat. Exactly. Yeah, no, that is true. He's good. No, but then he barred. He doesn't want anyone annoying him. That was one of his tweets.
Anyway, let's have a look at Melbourne Cup turnover. Young BZ, he's flown south into Mexico land and he's a full-blown Victorian now, which is good. Turnover peak of 382.5 million, 11% year on year. I do think part of the reason for this being such an increase is how straight the favourite sort of ran across the 4 days, especially Derby Day. Punters get a bit of a lead. They can, hold their bank together. But great to see that the Melbourne Cup itself increased 16.4%. So bit of strength there and a bit of guts to the wagering, which is great. And I think that's
a lot of runners under 20-1. Well, it was a good betting year. Like it was like you said, most
chances.
Exactly. And caught everything, like you said, the whole carnival pretty much, Via Sestino and all, everything just happened, didn't it?
Yeah, ran really straight. So that's a good figure. So it's good that the vital signs of racing are in really good shape. All my pots are done until Winterbottom Day. So I've got one on the 29th of November. So I'll have a couple of weeks in the paddock, freshen up and hit that with a bit of gusto. And then Walt has got another pot on Sunday. He did one yesterday. He's a sucker for punishment. So pre-Japan, he's got a little bit of work to do. And, mate, look at that. Wyong, Wellington, Donald and Moe Cup Day. So you'll be leaning on Nicko again.
That's the only reason I put him in there because that's it.
Just to flag it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. At least Wyong's exciting. I'm like, wow, those horses may have actually been within 400 kilometres of a city track at some point. But most of the Sunday meetings, holy cow! But anyway, we deal with there's a winner for every race.
Exactly. You did well yesterday, and you're doing well to sort of hang in there. The other good thing once you get in the mates mode area of the Ladbrokes, we'll drop an occasional tip or set, or if there's anything that we like, you'll get those as well. So good thing to check out is the Ladbrokes Mates Mode area for some extra information. Bris Vegas show tomorrow. Let's have a quick look at the weather forecast for the weekend. Caulfield have got 3 mil to race day, so it's nearly the pick of it. Newcastle's pretty clear until after races. There's a bit of pesky rain that will probably drop around 5 o'clock, but I think it's going to be dry conditions there. Morphettville looks like it's going to have 5 mil before the races, so all sweet there. And Eagle Farm is the doozy, and we're definitely into rainy season up here. 23 mil Friday, 8 mil Saturday, but the track needs the drink because it got to firm 1 or a fast 2 or firm 2 or whatever they wanted to call it last Saturday. And it was very roady, and a couple of horses just didn't let down. But we'll cover more of that on tomorrow's show of Bris Vegas. Caulfield has got CF Day. We've got the Hunter at Newcastle. I'll do one at Doomben, and Shane Adair's FIFO. So I think last week was the first time that he didn't get one winner out of his 2 picks. But these look really suited. It's on the Parks track this Saturday, and the first one is race 4, number 3, Nasho. And this is a pretty good tip, and I think the price won't last here. This horse has got Easy Campese, cut and graveyard form, last preparation, and then led him up against Zuporing and Mike Khalifa in an 86, and now drops back to, I think, a 78. So that theory with Bagman is be up and on, and it's got barrier 4. Brooke King's one of Walt's favourite apprentices, so Brooke's just going to have to let rip and see if she can hang on. But it's Brooke's horse. She's ridden at the last 4 starts, so she knows the horse. And you guys know at home that I love when a jockey knows the horse. Nicko, have you had a quick squiz at this race, or any opinion or comment?
Nah, it looked real Adelaide areas, these two. There didn't seem any Vic horses in the set there, and I don't think there's many Vics there for the day. So, no, I didn't really have a good squiz at Adelaide. It looked real areas where you've got to be really tuned in and honed in on the form. So it wasn't my go there.
Yeah, and the next one here is a horse that he's gone to the well with a few times. Race 6, number 3, and it's Guru Warrior, even money pop. And we backed it in the hosted pot. And this is a very naughty horse because it just keeps running off the track. So they absolutely crawled. It was good to see that he could sort of accelerate off slow or fast tempo. So he's definitely got ability, but there's some alarm bells with this horse for me because he's just running so severely off the track. Like this horse sometimes goes 4, 6, 7. Like it makes like Pericles leaning in towards Cho Wolf look like missionary. Looks like there's nothing in that at all.
How did you work this camel into that?
What?
How did you work this camel into that?
Well, there was all that talk about Chad with the whip and blah, 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 blah.
We're still talking about, aren't we doing Adelaide race with the camel?
Hey?
What?
This is his tip. Race 6, number 3.
What's it got to do with Chad and the whip?
Oh, gosh. Anyway, we'll move on. But I think that's a little bit risky. Race 6, number 3, Guru Warrior, especially with like a horse like Yuri Royale went pretty good. And he might have a little bit of dangerous improvement if Guru Warrior doesn't go straight. So,
can we talk about the real issue?
what is the real issue?
Why has he not done race 1 for 2 weeks in a row now? What are we supposed to do? How do we get off to any sort of a start without him piggybacking us through the front part of the card?
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a whiff, and that's probably why he's dropped the ball and had a bit of a miss.
So he needs to get back to his roots.
They're all been 2-year-old races, I think. The first race in Adelaide lately, and I think Sunday's the same. So that may be a reason, not a 2,000-metre stag race like usual.
Yeah,
saying there's a
he's a
chink
big
in his
data
armour,
man,
huh?
a big rating starter. He's like Trev Lawson, just needs to see it. Doesn't want to
He doesn't want to have
crystal ball. No,
no query man.
No.
query man. Okay.
not like Nicko. Nicko loves it.
Mm.
Mate, you stamped that. Speaking of 2-year-olds, you stamped that 2-year-old, that first starter on the slippery deck.
Had a weird
Calamari ring.
Yeah, calamari ring. I probably would have tipped it on the show if I had got to the race a little bit earlier. I hadn't done the form by the time the show came out, but we chimed in for the yard, and that set us up for the rest of the day, really. I didn't really have to get too involved after that and what was diabolical conditions out there at HQ.
I loved that. Big set of canasses, unraced 2-year-old up the straight. Named Calamari ring. What a start to
I
the
just like
day.
the name, exactly.
All right, let's have a look at Caulfield and get into the serious stuff here. It's race 3. It's the Sharp EIT Solutions, handicap over 1,700 metres, and Nearing Liberty's the favourite, barrier 1, $4.60, Skipper's Canyon $5. Seguria Rock is the third line of betting there, and it's $5.50. Nation's Call $6.50, Politely Done $14. Sevilla $14, High and Proud $15, opening address $17. Nicko, here's Skipper's Canyon, and how do you think the track's going to play, Caulfield?
I think fair, given the conditions leading in. So it's played pretty fair for most of the spring, actually. Here's Skipper's Canyon in the OTI colours. Just a hot form race. Had 4 winners out of it to his outsides unlimited. Chased down MacDane, Rakaka Raider come out one since. Fedra had excuses this day, but he's won since. And I think even the last horse, Pittsburgh Pirate, come out and won the Horsham Cup. So it was a hot form reference, that race. That was going back a little while now. He's had a couple of jump outs to get him ready for this run. So going back, that was 16th of August. So he's had 2 jump outs. I didn't mind both of them. I thought he hit the line strongly in them. His debut run here in Australia, got back, but he charged home in some of the quickest closing splits of the day there at Sandown. So I think he's a horse with good talent. The query is here, the gap between runs staying at 1,700 metres. But when I look through the race, like, there's sort of like Nearing Liberty is probably just Saturday class. There's a few others in a similar sort of boat to him. Seguria Rock had every possible chance last start at Geelong, won well, but drew sort of inside, had the bias in favour. Now he draws out. And I just think Skipper's Canyon profiles to me like a proper Saturday horse, and the rest of them fringe at best. So even with the career, with the gap between runs, I'm sort of happy to back in the stable. He gets his horses very fit, Philip Stokes, and this could be a bit of a summer play. We saw Deacon really rise through the grades in the summer last year. Don't know if this horse is the same sort of mould in terms of going to be an absolute stayer, but I'm thinking they might have some sort of target for him in the coming months, and I don't know if he'd be that far away there on Sunday. So just going to back in that he's the best horse, and I think the price is very fair given that. So the Skipper on top in race number 3.
Yeah, Nicko, a fair bit of merit in both of his starts, and I think he's going to be hard to hold out. Walt?
Yeah, there's just so much speed. One-paced crabs on speed that are all going to sort of bash each other up, and yeah, it's just the fitness, isn't it? I miss Seguria Rock, been waiting for it to jump out of the ground. It did it last start. It's drawn awkward here, but I think it wants a fast speed. It's had 2 slow run races. I know it was in the right spot in the right race last start, but it's dangerous, and I thought Politely Done was just the wrong price. Went well first up. peaked and had a gap behind it, even though it was a faster race. It's just a horse that'll appreciate a fast race, and it's $15. But yeah, I was only concerned about the fitness for skippers, but I can see why you're looking for a closer in this race, and I just thought the other two were a little bit better set up.
I think my love affair's over with Politely Done.
It's just $15. I agree. It's just a sucky, but it did have a gap behind it the other day, and it's a similar race to that. It seems the one that they've sort of missed, whereas all the others that are $5 and $6, you couldn't really take under double figures any of them.
Oh, well, I'm happy to side with you, Nicko. Race 3, number 9, Skipper's Canyon at the $5 quote, and Lockie $9 going okay as well, which is a good thing. Race 4 is the next one. It's a Ladbrokes Village Stakes over 1,100 metres, and this is an interesting little race. Beast Mode, $3 favourite, Hedge $3.40, Boston Rock $6.50, Squirrel Gripper, as Walt calls it, $9. Grinsinger Prince, $13. Tiger Shark, $14. Extremely Lucky, $16. Bases Loaded, $19. The horse you'd like here is Hedged in the Roll the Dice Blue, and that's Cabalas in the white that wins the race, and Hedge just isn't getting clear here.
Yeah, he had a bit of an intriguing run, didn't he? So there's sort of a gap there, but he can't really take it. And then once he sort of knuckles down, Jane pulls a bit to the left. I thought his last 100 was really good. He's a horse throughout his career that, he hasn't necessarily been a punter's friend, but I think his 2 starts with Gavin Bedge are good. The first one was outstanding, chasing Jigsaw, probably should have won. And then last up, I thought it was the best I've seen in Parade. He just seems a lot more relaxed. He's got some good muscle definition. He just seems like he's maybe training him a little bit different, Gavin. Just thought if he had been able to get into a spot with some clear galloping room, he might have been able to finish off, right there with them in that race. And I think that's a stronger form reference than what Beast Mode brings in, who comes off to, 955 1,000-metre wins at Moonee Valley. They've been good. He smashed the clock in both, but I don't know. They just don't seem like they're the right scenario to go looking for at Caulfield and Hedged. Chased a Group 2 winner first up, probably should have beat him. Comes through that strong race last start. I do like Bo Mertens going aboard. I think he'll click with the horse. There's a bit of pace here, so you need a bit of luck from an inside draw, but I just think he's airborne, and third up, he should be really set to peak. So I was happy to lean with him. Outside of there, maybe Boston Rocks looks the next pick. Sharippa at his best is in play, but it did sort of look between Beast Mode and Hedged, and I think Hedge is a better horse, and I'm certain he's a better horse at 1,100 metres than Beast Mode, so I'm happy to chime in there. I was surprised he wasn't favourite.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Willow's noted for racking and stacking, isn't he? He's going to have to do a little bit of work early, get him across, turn him completely off, and that last 100 metres, like, he might need Carl Delorio to jump the fence and carry him over that last 100 metres. Now he's at MRC, but what do you think in this race?
If it runs 1,100, it'll go close, won't it? It's just the problem is how the track's going to play. If the fence is cactus, which how would you know at this joint, or if it's going to be good. So if it's good, I think it plays out like Nicko said. Yeah, Beast Mode leads, Hedge comes through, Tiger Shark's dangerous, back to Caulfield, back to 1,100. They're sort of going to be like the trots 1, 2, 3, the fence probably. If it's down the outside, it's just a complete nightmare. So I didn't like the race, but I'm hoping the fence is good for Nicko, and I'll cheer Hedged. I think definitely needs a stronger rider, so that's a definite positive.
Squirrel Gripper, Shagripper, Nicko. He's been one of yours, and obviously loves Caulfield.
Yeah, I don't know. Like he's nowhere near his best lately, isn't he? And I thought he was playing last up. Maybe they ride him cold and he can find his best, but he's not a betting proposition for me ever. Now it's Sharippa.
Ooh, ever.
There's no real closer apart from those horses inside. It's just it's a weird race. It's a weird race.
All right, let's have a look at the feature. It's the Ladbrokes CF4 over 1,400 metres. It's race number 8. Jimmy Star, $1.90. Angel Capital, $3.10. Evaporate, $5.50. Vinrock, $15. And you got Bozusto, $19. Pinstripe, $35. And Mighty Ulysses, $81. Let's have a look at the couple of replays. Jimmy Star couldn't have been more impressive here. Aussie colours back on the fence. Little Chestnut, Warrior. One of the best horses in Australia, if you ask Nicko Noonan. This is in the 1,300 metre. Russell Balding. Once he gets clear air here, he just goes absolutely whoosh. Much better horse, outside horses, and Lady Shenandoah sort of looks like a bit of a goat compared to old Jimmy here. He's super impressive, Nicko.
Yeah, it was a huge win. He was given a great ride, and I think 1,400 really, like 1,400 really suits him. 12 can sometimes be a little bit sharp for him, but we saw him in the All Age, which was brilliant. That's the 1,300 there. Caulfield, he's been pretty adept around. He won an Oakley Plate here. My slight knock with him is I do think he's a little bit better early in the campaign, and now he's sort of had 2 grand finals. No doubt they can keep him at that mark. It's just whether he's going to be at his absolute best there. If he rocks up in a similar sort of form from ratings point of view, like, yeah, you could take $2. Angel Capital's the one that's sort of jumping out of the ground. It doesn't look like a whole lot of speed on paper here, and that probably suits him. He's got a big turn of foot. He was a bit unlucky in the Everest. He's not a horse that they can... Seems like they're just happy to be real negative on him early, let him settle in his races, and then just let him charge home, because there probably was an opportunity where he could have settled closer here, and he just elected to ride him pretty cold. Ben Malm, this is the best part of his work, that last 100 metres in the Yulong colours, right on the back of Jimmy. So they're intriguing. They're both going to be giving the horses, you know, that are on speed a big head start. Vinrock sort of looks a leader on paper, but he's not the best beginner, and he does have the blinkers on, so... yeah, it's sort of intriguing from that point of view. Evaporate's not a great beginner either. I sort of thought the horse that's set to overachieve is Bazasto. Seems like he can do whatever he wants from that point of view. I thought he ran well on the rising fast. He's a 1,400 metre horse. He just doesn't have the class of the top few, but if he gets a pattern in favour or something like that, I could see him being the real blowout chance. But right now, you'd probably have to side with Jimmy Star, and yeah, I think the map will play a big crucial part in this race and the tempo.
I think Bazosto gets his bone dry, which he definitely needs. Could be tactical this, because he got Jimmy inside, and then Melon's probably going to get an opportunity to perhaps put him in a box from a wider draw if he can move early enough, or not.
Huh? How's he going to do that?
Well, Jimmy Star barrier 3, he's going to be...
he might go to the fence.
Hey?
He might go to the fence. He's not that stupid.
Oh.
If he goes to the fence, he's a dead set wombat.
Who?
Jimmy Star. No,
Ethan.
well, unless the fence is on fire or something crazy, unless it's Rose Hill yesterday. It's hard to knock Jimmy Star. Like, you could argue it should have won the Everest. Like, if it draws a gate, it could have won easily. It was just had the hardest run by 100 miles, and then it's come out the other day. You know, that pattern was not ideal, but it did sort of get the right run through and then just crushed them. I kind of agree with Nicko's ratings, to be honest. Like, if Jimmy Star's probably in the top 5 horses in the country, he's Angel Capital. Maybe. I don't know, and I don't think a sit sprint really, like, Jimmy Star's got a pretty good turn of foot. You try and run this horse down, you'd have to argue that Jimmy's probably got one of the best turn of foots in the country ridden to use it. So I think Jimmy Star has to go backwards to lose, just put it that way. If Angel Capital beats it on its merits, it's a better horse than what I think it is. I think Evaporate with Jamie on could go psycho. It's just the wrong rider for the horse. I don't think she'll be able to hold it. So anything could happen with Evaporate. It went huge last start as well. It could end up leading and it could end up doing the Land Legend here. I think Jimmy Star's clearly the horse to beat. And if he's been to the chamber, yeah, it'll be a good contest.
Where else would he have been? Surely he's been sitting in the chamber all week. 2 weeks.
He would have been...
he'll come out roaring.
Cup of Battlesque blood every day and ready to go.
It's a great one, isn't it? Two peaks. So you got the Waller, Angel Capital peak versus the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, off peak. It's weird that he saved him for this race, Angel Capital, to be honest. But yeah, it's worked out. Why did they move this race to this? But it's actually probably as good a race as they could possibly have hoped for at this time of the carnival. Two horses that are very intriguing and obviously potentially top
Well,
class.
I think in a normal year, you probably have, like, Gear Kick was really looking at backing up. I think there was a few others out of the mile and the sprint that were probably thinking the same, but there was such a wet track there on Saturday. They were just probably dead flat, those horses. So I think in a normal year, you probably will have a few from Saturday back up into this. But yeah, with that heavy track, it just seemed too much of a task for those to do it this Saturday.
Great point. All right, the market's selling the same story as you boys, with Jimmy Star being sort of crunched since opening and $1.90. I think, maybe tactical or pilot error. If Ben can sort of outride Ethan, maybe gets him beat. But yeah, I sort of lean the same way as you guys. But do I really want to bet in the race? I'll probably try and find some value somewhere else and just watch the spectacle personally. Nicko, you were pretty good yesterday from your yard. A couple of good price winners. And this Saturday, you might be not your own wedding, but you're just watching and learning, getting ready for your own.
Yeah, I've got a wedding to go to. So not out there on Saturday, so I'll send through some early bets for my subs. But yeah, unfortunately can't get out there. I think it's a good meeting at Caulfield. I was all day yesterday, I was thinking, I'm off to the races on Saturday, keen to back up. It looks a good card. And then I remembered it at 6 o'clock that I'm not going to be there. So a little bit flat. But anyway, we've done well this spring. So day off.
Mate, you can't take the iPad and the little dongle and can't do a bit of yard from the second back row of the wedding, can you? That'd be good areas.
Yeah, I'll be trying my best to have a little look.
Oh, gosh. What do you
Sorry,
reckon,
comment.
Walt? Oh, it's pretty rude that someone's
Having a wedding
scheduled-
during this time of year, I
Yeah,
agree.
it's
Absolute
disgusting.
madness.
Yeah, I'd be scratching.
Mm.
Hey.
Yeah, Centaurus got the foot up in the gate. Sorry.
Yeah, not happening.
Got the foot up trying to tie the shoes.
How did he parade, Nicko?
Pretty well, actually. He was in the zone there on Saturday. I think it's probably the best I'd seen him parade in terms of just how he handled himself. He did have the huge advantage that there was only me, Balla, and probably 2 other people watching the yard compared to usual where there's about 10,000 lining the fence. So that was definitely in his favour. No one was even watching him. So yeah, I think that probably helped a lot of horses there on Saturday who could have cooked themselves. But yeah, he looked really well, but unfortunately it just didn't go right for him at the gates, did it?
Yeah, no good at all. Oh, well, dry track at Caulfield this Saturday, so it should be great wagering and hopefully we can get across the pattern early because I think you can bet with a lot of confidence. I think the meeting's a pretty good one. Some good horses run around. She's an Alibi goes around. The other shorty, My Gladiola, goes around. So get out there and hopefully Kanga's there and get amongst it and Viva La Racing in Melbourne. Walt, Newcastle on Saturday. Newcastle's been pretty leaderish lately. It's going to be dry.
Leaderish?
Yeah.
Okay. Take your word for it. It's going to be dry. There's 20 mils predicted at some point on Saturday. Hopefully it doesn't arrive.
Nah, it's not going to.
Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't because I don't want it to. But yeah, usually you can run on. It's usually very hard to lead there. So especially in these sort of big meetings and hopefully that's the case. Big fields, big pressure.
Yeah, good. Let's have a look at race 5. It's the first one. It's the Lees Racing Legend Mile. Benchmark 78 over 1,600 metres. Meridana, 280 favourite. Rotaglia, 450, 650 for Fino Evil. Rapidash, $11. Son of Deck, 16. Zuna, $17. Peace Officer, 18. And Eclair Encore, 19. First replay we're going to have a look at is Meridana, and this is out wide in the blue, chasing. Had, 59.5 kilos, got this horse laying all over it. And
one of the most savage on pace inside biases ever. And
Great.
2 horses out there with him. Inside it's Ajita now, and outside it's Let's Fly or something, is it? And they ran 1-2 yesterday. So he puts, 6 on them in the last 200 metres, and they came out and Quinella to race in town yesterday. Obviously a midweeker, but I joked that it probably could have beat Jimmy Star off that, and not completely insane to say that it couldn't off that performance.
Here's Radigalia in the black with the yellow sleeves, and then you got Belle de Tel chasing it in the black and red for context.
Yeah, it's back behind there. Strawberry something, the Breaky Ryan's horse. But this had the opposite, absolute dream run. Train wreck first up, and then just went through its gears there pretty softly in second up, but a beautiful little building run to peak off the back of that.
2-horse race completely, or is it a 1-horse race? As you suggested, Meridana just looks cherry ripe for this.
Well, it's just it's a nightmare of a race because I want to find both of them, and even Fear No Evil actually came off another bias track, or it led first up, gets blinkers, goes forward, but it's 13-16. So I went in thinking 3 horses that are really on the up and talented, but probably going to hope that Fear No Evil's vulnerable here, expecting Rotogilla to try and land a similar spot to what it did there, just try and be a little bit positive and land well in front of Meridana, and then Meridiana. Then it's going to be a very, very interesting. I think this is a pretty good horse, Rotogilla, but like you said, it's nearly getting tempting. Even now I'm confusing myself which way I want to go because of how well that horse went. If it repeats that run, Meridiana
wins.
It wins. I would say. Will it repeat that run and then Uncle Chris versus Uncle John? He's usually ends up one way, doesn't it? But at least it's got a rider now, Meridiana, and is on the up. And I just, on a day where it was tough, I thought this was a race worth highlighting because I think both these horses are right on the up and a really good contest. It's just I've got Rotogilla marked $4 and Meridiana 3. They're very similar, so you're getting an inch of value with Rotogilla. But Yeah, it's a head scratch. It's just a good race, good contest, to be fair.
Blended bet at Ladbrokes. Just put the two in and just move on.
If you get around even money, the two of them or something, that's probably a good price. Absolutely. It's a multi-banker. If you can get even money, take your pick.
All right, that's how we'll play the race. Any opinion on either of those horses, Nicko?
Well, I know Fino Evil pretty well. He won at Bendigo last start and had like the best natural ride you'll ever see. They handed to him on a biased track and he just got away with it. So he went up short in the betting and he ran a good rating there last start, but I think the punters have identified that probably was as good as he could go. He's been 450 out to 650. So I think he's probably already been identified as a weak spot off a win on a very biased track.
Great insights. All right, Newcastle race 8, Group 2, the Hunter, over 1,300 metres. I was a bit surprised that it's a Group 2, but whatever. Yorkshire, $3.30, Coal Crusher, $4.50, accredited $7, Straka, $9, Clear Thinking, $10, Estadio Mistella, $13, Model of Consistency, that also, Airman, $19, and then you got Robusto, $21. Let's have a look at accredited last start, and Estadio Mistella just picks it off late. Maybe fitness gave in. Accredited in the Pride.
Yeah, it's
proven
a
colour.
good strong horse, isn't it? And I actually thought it should have won by further, but it just got the best run through you've ever seen in your life, didn't it, Estadio Mistella? And yeah, obviously it must have peaked a little bit late. I don't love this form. Sort of treating it more like a barrier trial, like you said. Maybe just peaked out, and he can improve off that accredited because he did peak hard late and does need to improve off that going into this.
Then Yorkshire is the market mover. I think it's been about $7 into $3.30, and here it is in the blue with the red and the big white face. And
he's a bit like Linebacker 2.0. This horse, he just the same stable, same sort of racing pattern, and really races in similar fashion. When he sort of can get through his gears and wind up, he just lopes past them, doesn't he? Looks like
big stride by the look of him.
Yeah, and he just looks like a really high quality horse. He's won how many? He's won 3 in a row at least.
Yeah,
and he's got an incredible record. They're the only 2 replays we're watching, aren't we?
Yeah, it's a outside. Oh, you can just go plonk the favourite Yorkshire, but if you start to peel back a couple of extra layers. I thought Coal Crusher was in the right spot last time, and I backed him at 60s or 70s or 80s or whatever it was. So I was a bit shocked to see him $4.50.
The more time you spend on this race, the more you'll drive yourself insane. There's absolutely no doubt about that. There's like 6 leaders. Yorkshire's drawn wide. Who else have we got there? Straka likes to roll forward. Felix Majestic, if it gets in the field, rolls forward. Coal Crusher, accredited, Robusto, Brudenell, all drawn inside gate. So I'd be amazed if they didn't go hard here. Like you said, Coal Crush is a weird one because it looked visually, it sat in the wrong spot visually off a fast tempo and sort of stuck on, but like it was just such a biased track that, and it's not going to, if it gets its own way here, absolutely it can win, but if it doesn't, it just seems poison. $4.50 Coal Crush, I sort of marked it double figures. Yeah, it's Yorkshire. A little bit like Evaporate. I don't think he suits these right. I don't think he's a strong rider, Zach, and I don't think he suits these sorts of horses like he does. I don't think he suits Linebacker either. And that's my problem with I think if this had a stronger rider and you knew that, depending on how it jumped and how the race toured, like it was Nash or something, you could just park it wherever and then let it move into the race. Whereas Zach tends to come out and then look wobbly if it doesn't go 100% to plan, and then the horse ends up sitting 4 wide, no cover, and he just sort of, it's like, oh, whatever. That's kind of my issue with it at the price. Definitely the starting point and can win, but I've marked it sort of $5.50. I went mad in the race and came up with some roughies. I thought Konasana, if you totally forgive its Brisbane prep, 33-1 first up, it's got some decent fresh form in it, and the sort of horse that could unwind off a fast tempo here. Newcastle really suited. I thought Infancy coming back up 40-1 just looked a silly price. I thought it went quite well the other day in that sprint. It was definitely a sit sprint behind, was it New York Luster and our man Bryce's horse.
Yeah, went sneaky good, Infancy.
Yeah, draws horrific here. If it drew low, I'd be having a good crack at it at the price, but still, it might not matter though as fast as they should go here. And Clear Thinking's just, it was in the right race last start. There's no doubt, like whatever that version of a highway was, and got tempo to suit, but just has a bit of quality. Again, wish it had a different rider, but should get such a strong tempo here that he won't have to make decisions and he'll just sort of blend in back and come home strong. So, Yeah, whilst Yorkshire goes in the quaddie, I'm going to go a little bit wider here and definitely play those 3 roughies as decent results too. A striker's dangerous, but it's a striker, doesn't like to win out of turn. Quite a few horses. Estadio Mustalo, who beat Accredited, draws horrifically, and is sort of Accredited gets a big negative rider change, even though it gets a nice run, and I didn't think it was great there. So I'd be waiting for the magic gear change. There is a Magic Joe gear change on your horse here, Golden Mile, but if he gets the blinkers to work on that horse off its 2 runs back, that'd be Hall of Fame stuff.
Statue stuff. Yeah, there's been some statue calls in the last sort of week or so. Kona Sana, I think it's just an out-and-out wet tracker at this level, so I'd be against. But if the storm comes early, splitting hairs, I think it could be a knockout. Clear Thinking, I sort of was a similar thought to you. I thought it was a bit of a knockout, and then I saw the margin there, but they were pretty negative early, and it had to make a pretty long, sustained run and had to sort of weave in through them.
Not a nice run through, but and it's just
it could really improve, but absolutely needs to.
Yeah, that's it. It's definitely a huge class rise, but she's such a good line finding sort of horse, drawn perfectly, sort of midfield, sort of mid pack to be able to blend into a 3-4 wide line and then come down the middle. Whereas, a lot of these horses on the inside are going to be stopping, and Kona Sana is probably going to be in amongst them and need a bit of luck, but that's why the price is, attractive to me, because it is a big price. Same with Infancy. It's sort of going to need a 3-wide bum or pick through. They're going to need luck for sure, those roughies, but I think a lot of the horses are going to be stopping here late, and maybe Yorkshire will be too good, but it is first up off 273 days or something in a fast run race. So, I'd be... like we said, it's probably a quaddie leg where you go skinny and wide.
Nicko, any thoughts here?
Looked a bit of a nightmare. I'm a big fan of Yorkshire. I think he's a proper horse going forward, but they haven't missed him yet, have they? So he's come through the benchmark races. His form line's that strong? Probably not, but the way he wins, he's a very stylish animal, isn't he? So, look, you'd love to back him at $5 or $6 here, not $3. So that may present some opportunities. I don't know if I want to be too hard against him. This might be my new favourite combination, J Pride and the Blue Jackets. I did think Golden Mile might get the best run here, just sort of stalking the speed. And then there looked a few knockout chances. Robusto, if he's anywhere near his best, looked in play. And even a striker had no luck in the Sydney Stakes. He was sort of running into it, then run up bums. So if you could forgive that, definitely he's somewhere in the mix as well. Like dead set, you could make a case for most of these in the field by the looks of things.
Robusto trialled well enough and draws perfectly. It's just a tough Bjorn, going to be there. Probably needs everything to go its way, but 20-1, I agree. It's a big price.
I own a Merc off one forgive run.
It's drawn 27 again. It's probably going to get the same sort of run. It definitely was a forgive run. They dragged it out and it never travelled on that track last start. But I think it's going to need more than Carly cheering it to get it home.
Cold Crush is the weak point in the market for me. I think you just got to lay it, win and place. Sorry, Joe. And then work your book around there. There's just no value there. And it's a good multiples race, isn't it? First 4, you might be able to jag a real good result.
Especially when you get to see what the pattern is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And Chad on Cold Crusher, he's not a shill or the thriller where you can just let rip. Is he the right rider for it?
No comment.
Okay. We've upset enough people for the day. Racingwatch.com.au if you want more fearless commentary and banter and critical analysis in trying to find your winners, because that's what we're trying to do. We love everyone, but we're just trying to look for different edges and different opportunities in the market.
Everyone has no, we won't say that. That sounds bad, but no.
Yeah.
We just try and split hairs. That's all you're trying to do in this game.
Yeah. Bit of kumbaya, all that sort of stuff. Love to have a beer with him in person. Brilliant for the back end of the New South Wales Carnival, racingwatch.com.au. So make sure you check out John's stuff. And we've got the Gong next week, which is one of my favourite meetings of the year.
I can't wait. It's just always to see who's going to hit it. How's it going to be? Are they going to have more than one? Sometimes they roll out like 3 gongs.
Are they finally going to brand it up? No. Oh, it's a beauty. Great carnival that never ends. Let's have a quick look at Doomben. I've only got one race, and I wanted to leave the quaddie legs for tomorrow for the Bris Vegas show. And yeah, the first race is a 2-year-old race, so I did a bagman and just sort of cowered in the corner. So I went to race number 3 and thought I just need to find a couple of horses that were butchered. So
The British
I
Open.
could trigger Walt, and then a few horses that you guys have seen and know on the show that have been going ordinary or have got real weird setup. So Naughty 40 is the favourite here. It's been 420 into 390. Inquisitor $5, Diversity $6.50, Vandervelde $7, Crewmax $7.50, and then Power Reese $8. Couple of horses I like here or think that will relish the step up to 1600. The first one's Naughty 40. And she's been racing sort of a month between runs, and Brave Monarch just sort of in the pink there just lays in all over her and then gets across heels and then finally sort of starts to pick itself up again, and it just gives me signs that if Emily Lang is switched on and goes straight to the front, which this horse has got early gate speed, now going to the mile, they're not going to go probably as quick in front. You can just see it sort of pick itself up for that last 50 metres. I think she can lead and stay out of trouble here and be really, really hard to catch this Naughty 40. Doesn't really want it to be heavy, but the race could be almost won if she can go forward and actually give this horse a good ride. If you go back 2 starts, or there's been probably 3 rides on this poor horse in the last preparation, and they're just sights to see. It's just been butchered so many times, and I think it's pretty obvious that it needs a mile. I think it's by a J.J. Atkins winner in Prince Fawaz. So I've got
Anthony Cummings horse?
Yeah.
Prince Fawaz?
Yeah.
I think it was.
I think it went all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to go all right. I think
Would have come out of a maiden straight to a Group 1 or something like that.
Yeah, fast tent rock thing. And then this is the dangerous horse, and it's had 2 really good runs, this Vandervelde. It's in the blue and the yellowy lime sleeves cutting to the outside, but on debut it missed the start at the Sunshine Coast and it was slowly away again, but just love the way it sort of finds the line here. And there's sort of not much really in this race at Ipswich, but it's another one that if it can find a way to jump, and I'm surprised that they just didn't put blinkers on this horse. I thought it was a dangerous horse as well, but again, you've got Emily Lang on Naughty 40, and she's used to leading, so I think hopefully she's learnt from last time. And then you've got, I think it's Jake Bayless takes over from Jaden Lloyd on Vandervelde, and I think these are the 2 horses that are set up to really step up to that mile and run really, really well. There's a couple of horses like Dashenka and Diversity who come back from 1,800 metres back to 1,600. If it becomes a slog and it's really wet, yeah, perhaps they'll have some sort of edge, but Dashenka's got to carry Jasper Franklin, and then you've got Duplessis on Diversity. So it's interesting. Every time I sort of click on and have a bit of a look on Naughty 40, it shortens in price, but I don't think either of these will go off completely. I think you got plenty of time to sort of back them. And the other horse I found as a bit of a knockout hope was probably Crewmac as well. That's sort of 750, but it's that sort of race. But as I'll say on tomorrow's show, there's no rush to really step into these horses at Doomben until you see the track conditions and see where this weather lands, because there's a massive difference between what's happening at Doomben and Eagle Farm at the moment. They're either firm 2s or they're soft 5s, and the changes in the weather forecast are just borderline diabolical. So
it's pretty close.
Yeah, so that's my assessment of race 3 at Doomben.
Won a 2-year-old handicap as its maiden. That was its maiden. Then went straight to the J.J. Atkins and won.
Oh, Prince Fawaz.
Yeah, and then never won another race. Never won another race. 13 starts, 2 wins. Prince Fawaz. Up you go. He started $4. I remember him. Yeah, he was a good horse. He was good, strong. He ran second in the, I think the Rosie Guineas at Castelvecchio one day too.
That's it. That was the one I was thinking of. Yeah, so
50 to 1.
Yeah, I think this $6,000 bloody stallion value. Yeah. We'll see after Saturday.
I thought your poster child was half yours, a stallion. I thought you've been sending everything to it for about the last 3 weeks.
Any stallion that's under
$20,000
that wins any big race is my hero.
Well, you would think, even though the people don't like buying stayers, that it wouldn't be a bad play just to send a bunch of mares there, because like every first season style, or you just put the 4 million half yours posters up around the place and
Jack,
and yeah, you might get 100 a horse.
Nicko, have you got any comments about anything in life, including breeding?
Yeah, you probably would just send a few to St. Jean, wouldn't you? He was actually a pretty good horse on his day. I think he went and missed, but he might have been able to win his way into the Melbourne Cup. I think he was favourite in the Adelaide Cup or something like that. So I do remember him in the Purcell colours, but Yeah, we've got a mare at the moment, a staying mare, so maybe we can send her there and breed a Melbourne Cup win. I think that's the dream for everyone now.
I'd much rather breed it, sell it on Inglis, and then watch someone else win with it. I think that'd be much better. I'd be much happier with that. Oh, imagine the pain of that. My God, imagine the pain. Oh my God.
Be a tough bugger, I think, to come out of the Purcell yard, St. Jean. So live forever.
Is that it? Is that all we got?
I think that's the end of the show.
We didn't even talk about the who won the pickup line or something. I thought thought that'd get a run, the $10,000 pickup line.
Oh,
I had a chance for that.
I did hear that. I did hear that one.
One of the greatest psychopaths in the history of our website, and I say that with love because he has his own channel that's to try and contain him. Commented that it was a joke. So if he's even saying it wasn't value for money, that's a bad sign.
I think the winner of the $10,000 gag was I don't know much about horses, but I know a stallion when I see one.
Oh, so it was a female won it.
A female won it, yeah.
Oh, it could have been a male to a female won it. Oh well,
I think
well done with your 10. I hope you turn it over plenty of times. Can't see it happening. You think they put a turnover limit on it?
Oh God, we need to turn the show off and come back next week.
We're back tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're doing the Brisbane show tomorrow.
Yeah.
So make sure you check out that one too, because that's our afternoon. We'll be doing more of the Doomben form for this wet track. Good luck at the wedding on Saturday. Nicko, make sure you take plenty of notes, and we'll see you back for your yard stuff next Wednesday and the show Thursday.
Thanks, boys.
Beautiful. He's up and about, Nicko. Big thanks to Ladbrokes and Punting Form and you, John, and happy punting on the weekend. It's going to be great racing. Keep betting.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.